Get ready for an eargasm as you listen to unsolicited advice from that chick you know, and that chick you know would be me, India L. Trotter. Sit back, relax, and get ready for a full dose of real talk. Enjoy the podcast, and note, this podcast is for mature audiences only.
Au revoir. Au revoir. Oh, yeah, you guys forgot I was French, didn't you? Well, you know I'm French and Mexican. So, hola, ¿cómo está? Anywho, thank you for tuning in to my podcast today. This is unsolicited advice from that chick you know, and that chick you know would be me, India L. Trotter, or Trottier, because again, I'm French. Anyway, so hello everybody. How's everyone doing today? You know what I'm going to say. It's freaking hot as hell. I don't know who else is listening to this on the East Coast. Like, I think predominantly most of my listeners are on the East Coast, but I have some West Coast listeners. My West Coast listeners, you got that desert heat, so I'm not even worried about y'all. But this humid heat that we are dealing with back here in Philadelphia, it's on some bullshit level. It's on some bullshit. Anywho, it's hot. And if you hear the fan, I know it's some ghetto shit, but if you hear the fan, it's because I'm trying to stay cool. You know. So, anyway, how you guys doing? Y'all alright? Alright, well, let's hop into today's podcast because I'm not going to, spend a whole long time. I've been trying to shorten my podcast just a little bit. They're normally about 20 minutes long, 15, 20 minutes, anything more than 20. Like I was starting to trend towards 30 minutes, which, I don't want to lose y'all. So I'll give you little 15-minute snippets of me. So I'm trying to narrow my talking down to 15 minutes. Because in that way I don't lose you. You stay interested and you tune back in and spread the word. Can you guys, if you listen to my podcast and you like it, can you do me a favor? Can you, one, follow me on Spreaker? And that's SPREAKER.com. Just click follow for me. If I get 100 followers, I can apply to be on iHeartRadio. I'm already on iTunes, but I want to be on iHeartRadio. Something in me makes me feel like if I'm on there, that I will take this podcast to the next level. And, just spread the word. Like, tag the podcast and, share it with your friends on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook. Because I'm good. And I'm a sister. Support black businesses. Is this a black business? I'm not making no money. But I will make money one day. I mean, some chick did have the nerve. I'm in this Facebook group. You know how I digress. But some chick had the nerve to call my shit a hobby. Like, what? Who said this shit was a hobby? And then I was like, before I got all in my feelings, I was like, oh shit, I ain't getting paid. I guess it is a hobby. It's a hobby till you don't get paid. Like, what is a hobby? I'm gonna look that up in Webster's because I want to know what the fuck is a hobby. I take my shit serious. My podcasting is not a hobby. This is gonna catapult me to the next level. But is it a hobby if I don't get paid? Huh. I don't know. Maybe she was right. Gotta get out my bag and just make shit happen. So I need you guys to like me again on Spreaker. Anywho, let's get into this podcast. Let's talk about what I want to talk about today. Hold on to your seats. If you know anything about me, you know that I operate in super duper stealth mode. I used to live my life very out in the open and very public. In some ways, I'm very transparent, but then there's some parts of me that I really don't let you all into. So, if you heard my podcast, you know that I've been living or leading the single life for a while now. But I recently had met a friend, and This relationship, I'm not even going to say where I met him or anything like that, but this relationship kind of progressed rather quickly. And as it progressed, I started to see signs of, for lack of a better word, crazy. Like this motherfucker was fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And so it brought to light to me that so many times we see the signs, like they are right in front of us, like red flag, red flag, and we ignore it. And so because I have been single for like, like I've had little, romps here and there, but for the most part, I've been single for about 2 years now. Has it been 2 years? Ugh. Anyway, so I've been single for a minute. So when I met this guy, I was kind of blinded by, I don't want to say I was desperate because I'm not desperado, but maybe I was desperate. But I just ignored the bullshit ass signs. I ignored the red flags. And so I want to share with you, my people, my listeners, especially the women. Now, I'm going to speak from the female perspective about men, but men, if you're listening, women show these exact same signs too. And if they are showing the signs that I'm about to speak about, that chick is crazy. Leave her the fuck alone. Leave her alone. And women, if your new man is showing these signs, leave him alone. Walk away. Just walk away. Now, I'm not giving these signs to you in any particular order, but the first one that I want to mention is if he is moving way too fast. So you meet him, you go on your first date, and he is ready to commit. He's talking marriage, he's talking about family, he's talking about moving, doing things, building, any of that shit. That shit is way too fast. Red flag. The average well-grounded brother, and I say brother loosely, I mean all of my men out there, no matter what color or race, the average man is not trying to marry you after the first date. Unless you've had some type of prior relationship or interaction before, but after the first date, the only thing that he should really be trying to commit to is where you're going on the next date. At most, at best. And normally he's not even going to talk about that on the date. He'll call you about that. So if you have, like I just, again, had a quick snippet of a relationship, I guess it was. And after our first date, we were boyfriend and girlfriend. And I, in the back of my mind, was like, what just happened? How did this happen? What the fuck? But silly me, I just decided that I would ignore that huge red flag and roll with it. So now you're in this committed relationship that you don't know how you got into, but you know how you got into it, but you're in it because it just was this whirlwind affair and he was so charismatic, and now you're in it. So you're going to give it your best shot. You're not going to look like the stone cold nut that you are, and I'm claiming my shit. That was some nut shit, but you're not claiming your nuthood, your nut dumb, your stupid shit. You're going to go ahead with this relationship. So you go on with the relationship, and then you start to ask the questions that you should have asked prior to getting into the relationship. So here comes number 2. You ask him, does he have any friends? Where are your friends? He doesn't have any. He has no friends. That's why he's so invested in you. That's why he's so eager to find out what you're doing. That's why he's able to spend his every available moment with you, because he has no friends. None. Everybody has a friend. Everybody. And if you don't have any friends, that is a sign that there might be a problem. That's a red flag. I need you guys to recognize that. Ask him, does he have any friends? Who does he hang out with? He can't talk about Pookie and Ray Ray, then something is wrong. Everybody has a Pookie. Everybody has a Ray Ray. Where is his? And for shits and giggles, I use myself again because this mofo that I was dating, we will now call my ex-boyfriend because apparently he ended up being my boyfriend from the first date, understand that this mofo had no friends. I asked him, hey, where are your friends? And he said real casually, I don't really have any friends. I'm kind of a loner. Huh. No friends? Huh. Yeah, I should have known. Typically, if you're dealing with someone who doesn't have any friends, then they don't want you to have any friends. Because in their mind, in their little cray cray little mind, they're your friend. So in a relationship, he's your friend. You don't need any other friends. And in some instances, he might even convince you that you don't need your family. And that is a definite red flag. Ladies, pay attention. Any man who doesn't want you to keep your friends or your family or keep relationships or ties with them, that is also a sign of an abusive man. Then he doesn't necessarily have to be physically abusive, but he could be emotionally abusive. Step away from that. Now, I'm dealing with this mofo, again, using myself as an example, and I like to travel. I go on a girls' trip once a year, at least once a year. If you know me, I'm here, there, everywhere. I travel with my girls. I travel with my daughter. I hang out. That's what I do. I travel. And this mofo was telling me that I can't travel more than 2 days with my girlfriend. Anything other than that, he would have a problem with that. And I'm like, where the fuck am I going in 2 days? I got a passport. It takes me at least a day to get there. So what the fuck? I'm just not supposed to go nowhere anymore? And in his mind, he was like, no. If you want to go somewhere, you'll go with me. And I'm like, wrong answer. That shit ain't going to work because I need my outlets. And so I need you all to realize and recognize that if someone is asking you, male or female, to step away from the people that you love and care about and is, what's for lack of a better word, what's the word I'm looking for? If they are intimidated or even bothered by the fact that you have friendships outside of them, I'm telling you now, just step the fuck away. Step away. I got to start this next sign with a little snippet about myself. I am that person who has high anxiety. I get to the airport 2 hours early for a domestic flight. Well, now you're supposed to get there 2 hours early, but I was doing that way before it was required. I have to be someplace super early because as it gets closer to the time that I'm supposed to be there, I start to panic. I start to get like these high anxiety, panic type attacks. My mood changes. I become a little bit more agitated. So when it comes to going to work, I leave my house an hour and a half before I'm supposed to be there. Gives me a half an hour travel time, and then an hour before I'm supposed to be to work, I'm actually there, but it gives me an opportunity to get acclimated, to sit, to, kind of calm down a little bit. So by the time that it's actually time to work, I'm in the right frame of mind. I've been doing that for years. And even my children are kind of programmed like that. They leave early like that too. I don't know. Maybe it's because of me. Maybe I cursed them with that and high anxiety gene. But nonetheless, that's what I do. And so in this new relationship that I'm in or was in, Cray Cray was asking me how come I left for work so early. And I explained, just like I explained to you all, I just explained to him that I have this high anxiety situation. This motherfucker starts accusing me of, well, who you fucking on a job? Oh, no, let me find out. I might have to come up there.